अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाज़रीन, मैं हूं सभी काज़मी, आपका होस्ट, और आप देख रहे हैं प्रोग्राम लाइव विद सभी काज़मी स्ट्रेट फ्रॉम मेलबर्न, ऑस्ट्रेलिया। नाज़रीन, आज मेलबर्न के वस्त में मैं यहाँ एक इफ्तार डिनर पे आया हूँ, जो कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया में ग्रीन्स पार्टी, जो कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया की तीसरी लार्जेस्ट पार्टी है, उसके जो हेड हैं रिचर्ड नटाली, उन्होंने मुसलमानों के एज़ाज़ में आज ये इफ्तार डिनर दिया। सबसे जो अच्छी बात मुझे लगी कि यहाँ पर आपको मुसलमानों की तमाम ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस की नुमाइंदगी नज़र आएगी। इसमें शिया, सुन्नी, वहाबी, बरेलवी, देवबंदी और डिफरेंट नेशनैलिटीज़ जो कि मुसलमानों की अल्बेनियन, हर वो ख़ित्ते के मुसलमान जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में मौजूद हैं, मेलबर्न में मौजूद हैं, वो आज इस इफ्तार डिनर में आए हुए हैं। हम काफ़ी लकी रहे कि हमें रिचर्ड ने टाइम दिया, और रिचर्ड ये वो सेनेटर है, इनका इंटरव्यू करने का मकसद कि जो कि मुसलमानों के लिए, पाकिस्तानियों के लिए एक इंतहाई नरम जो है गोशा अपने दिल में रखते हैं। इनके ये मुसलमानों के इक़दामात जो हैं वो पहले भी सराहे जा चुके हैं। आज हम रिचर्ड से बात करते हैं और रिचर्ड से पूछते हैं कि ये इफ्तार डिनर क्यों था और उसके पीछे मकसद क्या है, और उनका जो पाकिस्तान के आने वाले इलेक्शन में उस पर उनका जो मैसेज है वो। मेरे साथ रही, एक छोटी सी ब्रेक के बाद आपको रिचर्ड से बात कराते हैं जी। Okay, I have Senator Richard Natale with me today. He's the leader of the Greens Australia as well. Let's talk to him. Thank you, Richard. Thanks for him. Yeah. Richard, why we have an iftar dinner today?
Well, because firstly, iftar dinners are an important part of Australian society now, because many Australians are Australians who have a Muslim faith, and Ramadan and iftar is a big part of that faith.
Absolutely.
And it's an opportunity to acknowledge that, and for us as Greens to demonstrate to the Muslim community that we're with them on the journey together, that we recognise the huge contribution they make to Australian society.
Absolutely.
And also just to come together and to share stories with people, to learn more about each other, because ultimately that's the pathway towards peace and a more successful society.
Absolutely. To our viewers, Richard, you want to tell us something about, like, how did you enter into politics? Because you are a GP doctor,
That's right.
yeah?
Yes.
So how did you enter into politics? And
well, I'd always believed that politics was important. I studied medicine, I graduated, I didn't think I'd be a politician. I spent a few years working in different areas, including doing some Aboriginal health work. And at that point there, I felt like I needed to do more. I decided I'd join a political party. I didn't know anything really about politics, so I didn't know how it worked. So I joined the Greens because the Greens were a party that supported the values that I cared about.
Absolutely.
And before I knew it, I was standing as a candidate, and here I am today.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, you've done a lot of great work for the communities, but what's your biggest achievement so far, which you're really proud of?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, there are a number of things that we've done that I'm very proud of. Obviously, as a party that is whose core principle is having an environment that sustains everybody, because without a healthy environment, we won't survive.
Absolutely.
So one of the things that I'm very proud of is that we introduced laws into the parliament that ensured that we had a lot more money going towards renewable energy. We introduced a range of things like the Clean Energy Finance Corporation. It's basically a way of funding renewable energy.
Absolutely.
That's something I'm proud of. Medicare funded dental care as a doctor. One of the things
that's a huge, it is.
Well, I mean, it's ridiculous that people at the moment can't afford to see a dentist, and in a rich country like Australia, everybody should get access to dental care.
Absolutely.
So we've got Medicare funded dental care for children. We'd like to see that expanded to adults. That's another thing. Look, there have been a number of things that
you could count, like that's a big list of Richard's enormous achievements here. Your party has announced recently to make medicinal cannabis as nationally legal. There are few people, those who really want to quit that.
Yes.
Being a doctor, do you think how that's going to help them?
Well, it's really important to remember that at the moment people are already using it. And so what we want to do is make sure that the products that are available are safer. We want to make sure that the people who are providing it can send people to treatment, refer them to treatment. At the moment, it's the criminals who distribute it, and they're the ones who want to keep people
coming in
and onto more harmful drugs.
Yes.
We're taking it away from the criminals and putting it in the hands of health professionals so that people get the help when they need it.
You're creating a system.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Beautiful. You're very loud and clear. You have a very strong views. I was with Richard in Rohingyas when he was in the city for protesting.
Right.
I saw you talking about Gaza. I've seen you talking about indigenous. So why everyone else, like all other politicians, they're not on the same page when it comes to this particular matter?
On the question of Gaza, unfortunately, Australia is behind where most of the world is. What's happened in Gaza has been a massacre recently.
Yes.
And it's disgraceful that Australia couldn't even support an investigation into what occurred. That was a disgraceful act. When it comes to Myanmar and the genocide of the Rohingya people, again, the Australian government has shown no leadership here. Why? Well, I suppose that's a question for them. I don't understand it because for me there are moral questions here.
Yes, absolutely.
Not just legal or economic, but moral questions.
Is that because you're a doctor and you got a compassionate heart, or?
Well, maybe that's part of it. I mean, it's my party. It's
Absolutely,
not just they're not just my views.
So
they're
you're
the
talking
views of
about
the Greens.
absolutely.
The Greens' positions, and it's
so
the
Greens. The
Greens
philosophy is to standing up for people.
To defend human rights.
Absolutely.
When people have their human rights breached, then they need to be defended.
Absolutely.
And we can't let other considerations get in the way.
We have 75,000 Pakistanis here in Australia.
Yes.
And in general, like Muslim community and all of the communities, green is like spreading now. The people are really kind of messages going across the board that everyone is welcome. Is that sort of things you're looking for as a?
Well, obviously, the more support we get, the better, because the more people that support us, the more we can continue to ensure that our message is heard. But we don't do it just so that people support us. We do it because we believe in it, and it's the right thing.
Richard, can we see you in coming years as a Prime Minister of Australia?
Well, there would need to be a big change in the Australian voting patterns. But my strong belief is that over time, it might not be at the next election, but over time, and we're seeing this already, the support for the two old parties is shrinking and support for other parties is growing. So in the future, anything's possible.
Absolutely. There are politicians like Pauline Hanson. Her act, which you condemned in the Senate actually, but she came in a burqa to make
Question
a mockery.
Time, yes.
So I know you stood up, but for our viewers, those who don't know, what's your views about politicians like her?
Pauline Hanson is divisive, shameless, and to be frank, she's got no place in the Australian Parliament. She's somebody who seeks to boost her own popularity by condemning other people, innocent people. What she did by wearing the burqa into the Senate was so disrespectful, and at least what we saw then was all of the Parliament condemn her for her actions.
Absolutely.
The important
That's
thing,
not Australian values anyway.
They are not Australian values. In fact, they're not values that should be tolerated anywhere in the world.
In any society, absolutely. Now, 2018, Live with Sabi Kazmi is a Pakistani show.
Yes.
We are going into elections, which is like a huge change for Pakistan. 220 million people will be voting for a change. As you know, Imran Khan is one of the politicians. He's going for election. So far, it looks like he is a very strong candidate for Prime Minister. Do you have any message for him and the voter for Pakistan as a change?
Well, the first thing is I hope the elections in Pakistan are peaceful. In any democracy, it's important that we respect the rights of individuals to cast their vote however they choose.
Absolutely.
Pakistan has a history of corruption, and we need to be open about that. And what we need to see is a change when it comes to the corrupt activities of recent governments. Look, I used to follow Imran Khan as a cricketer. He was a wonderful cricketer.
Any message for him? Because he watches the program too.
I wish Imran and all the candidates in the election the best for the coming elections.
Beautiful. Last question now for going to that. We are opening up AU TV, Australian Urdu TV. That'll be the first for. It's the message is to bring the communities together. So have a platform together which you can share with Pakistan and Australia. Any message for us, like in good luck message or something?
What I'd say firstly is in Australia, the Pakistani community has been so important and has made us a better country.
Yes.
Like people from right around the world, the contribution of people from Pakistan has been only good for Australia.
Absolutely.
It's important that your voice is heard, and obviously using a platform like this to bring the community together and to ensure your voice is heard is very important. So good luck, and I wish you all the best.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. You heard Richard and Natalia. Good luck, Richard. Thank you so much for your time
Pleasure.
with us here.
Good on you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks.